Hi. Well, it's another beautiful day, and today I want to talk about appearances. Now, appearances is something we have an attachment to. Okay, the way you appear, the way your clothes appear, the way your house or your car or anything else that you have anything to do with appears. That's something that you think is important. Okay. Only the problem is, it's not. We judge everything by appearances. You see somebody with a different skin color, you judge that person. Okay? Right or wrong, the judging itself does suffering to that person. Okay? And because everything's connected. Anyway, so this appearance attachment that we have can get in the way of accepting what is. Okay? We want everything to look nice, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with making things look nice. But it's not about how it looks. Okay? It's about what it means. And if we get caught up in this appearance, okay, of something, the surface appearance, okay, like the surface appearance of a body part, the surface appearance of anything, okay, I could say, oh, look at my hand, it's got a crooked finger. And I could be really concerned about that, and I could base my part of my personality quirks on that, okay? Or any other part of your body. You could do the same, okay? But the problem with appearances is that they don't matter. And so what we need to try and do is let go of appearances. Let go of trying to change the way we look for the better. Like, makeup. Sorry, girls. Men wear makeup too sometimes. Or facelifts, or any kind of thing you do to your face or your body to make it look better. That includes working out. Working out's good. It's good for your body, but if you get attached to it as something that makes your body look good, then you're not going to be able to awaken, and that's going to cause suffering. Okay. And so we need to figure out why we're attached to the appearance, okay, of things, okay, and of ourselves, okay. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom would say, don't go out looking like that. Put a hat on, or put this on, or put that, or whatever, because she was afraid that my appearance would reflect badly on her, okay, which is fine. But she was trapped by the appearances of things that were connected to her own appearance, okay. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with makeup, and there's nothing wrong with putting long nails on and big eyelashes or anything like that, okay. You can do that, just don't get attached to it, okay. Or like if your face is aging and you're attached to the way you used to look, your old appearance, okay, that's not going to be good for you, because that's sorrow, that's unhappiness, okay. We need to let go of the appearances that rule our life. And if you don't think appearances rule your life, believe me, they do. Because that's the world we live in. We live in a material world, and everything is surface, okay. A beautiful, wonderful actress can have a long career, but when her neck starts to sag or her chin starts to sag or whatever it is, that's it. It's over. Okay? Or a model. Okay? That's just the way it is. And in that world, we have to let go of appearances. We have to change the way we look at what's important. We think appearance is so important. If we get a dent in our car, we fix it, right? Yeah, of course we do. Okay? Unless we're poor. And, so on and so forth. Okay? So, this letting go of appearances. Okay? Now, Buddha says that there's 3 poisons. Okay? Greed, anger, and delusion. Now, delusion is thinking how you look matters. That's what delusion is. Delusion is thinking something is one way when it's the other. Okay? And we do this all the time. We delude ourselves and other people delude us. It's a constant thing. Okay? And these 3 poisons keep us attached to appearances. Okay? And other attachments that we have. And as long as these 3 poisons are in our life, okay, obviously we don't want to be angry, right? Because anger only causes more suffering. Greed, that covers a whole slew of things, like, for instance, the way you look. Are you greedy to see yourself look better? Are you greedy for money so you can look better, have better clothes, or have a better car? Are you greedy for whatever? This greed is attaching you to the way you appear to other people, which is just ridiculous, because what other people think of you doesn't matter. Okay? Look, I know how it is. It's hard to take some of this stuff in because that's just the way it is. Okay? Whether you're beautiful or you're ugly or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Okay? You are a life form with a soul. That's what you are. How these appearances that rule our lives and make us feel bad, okay? If you look in the mirror and you see all the lines, oh my God, look at these lines, and you feel bad, okay? Then you're attached to the appearance of your face as it used to be in the past, okay? The past, sorry. Okay, and that means you're attached to the past. We have to accept that we're aging. We have to accept that our face is falling. That's what the face does. It starts to fall, like, pretty soon, okay? My cheeks weren't here. They were here a little bit or whatever, and my nose has fallen somewhat, and, my jaw has fallen. So on and so forth, okay? So that's what happens. And if we don't accept that, if we try to cling to an appearance that we think is us, you think that appearance is you, okay? Then you're going to suffer. And I don't want to see anyone suffer, but that is just the way it is. Now, freedom, okay? Liberation means we're not affected by these things. We're not affected by what people think of us. We're not affected by time. Okay? Because time doesn't exist. If you're free of time, then you can't be affected by it. Okay? All these different things that plague us during our dream time, which is most of your life, maybe, I don't know, depends. Ramana Maharshi woke when he was 15. Who knows? Anyway, the point is, these things are part of what you need to accept in order to wake up. Okay? The appearance of things. Okay? the way something looks. Okay, I mean, I know that we have fashion, and that dictates how things should look. And if you don't look that way, then you're going to be put down a peg or whatever as far as social hierarchy goes and all that crap. It really doesn't matter at all. Okay? So, we have to let go of the appearance of things. We have to let go of how we look. Okay? And this runs really deep. Okay? You spent maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 years with your face, okay, before it started to fall. I mean, maybe less, okay? I mean, your face started out as a baby and then eventually went to manhood or womanhood or whatever it was, okay? And so it's really ingrained to assume that that face is you. It's not. It is a passing phenomenon. Another thing Buddha said is that if we are attached to phenomena, we cannot awaken. Okay? And everything is phenomena. Okay? That's just the way it is. Okay? So, these things, the appearance of a face, the appearance of a car, the appearance of a house, okay, are traps. Okay? Like, for instance, I don't know if anybody's heard of these places that get their house in a magazine, and it's like an old English type house looking, and they're so proud of it or whatever the heck it is, or their town gets put in a magazine or doesn't, and they're super unhappy because of that, or they're super happy because it did get put in. I mean, that's all about appearances, okay? And these appearances are traps, and we have to let go of them. How something looks, we judge on looks. That's what we do. We judge on looks, okay? How something looks, we judge based on that, okay? You see a bum in a three-piece suit with a nice shave, you think, oh, he's successful. Well, he's still a bum under the suit when they take it off and put his old clothes on. Still a bum, okay? It's ridiculous that this is the way it is, but that's the way it is. And we have to accept that. So, becoming attached to the way you look, becoming attached to the way your mom looks or your dad looks, and then as they age and you see their face change, and it brings on unhappiness. These appearances that we are addicted to, okay, are causing a lot of unhappiness, okay? And all phenomena can be an attachment, okay? Whatever it is, okay? Your lawn. I saw a commercial about, I don't know, a golf lawn, I guess. A lawn as good as a golf course. And you know, they're golfers. What course is this? It's somebody's house. Okay, and the people in the house were so proud because the appearance of their lawn was good. And the guy across the street kept looking over and saying, oh my God, that lawn is so good. Why is my lawn so crappy? And it's just a spiral of unhappiness, okay? So, that is why we must let go of appearances. Let go of caring about how we look. Caring. Obviously, we don't want to be unhealthy or I can't remember the word. We don't want to be unclean, you know, and have but the appearance itself is not the problem, whether you're clean or you have clean hair or whatever it is, okay, or clean shaven. That's not the problem. The problem is becoming attached to it. That's what the problem with all of these things are, that we are attached to, okay? Yes, it's nice to be hygienic. That's the word. That's the word, okay? Yeah, that's nice. And it's nice to have clean clothes on and all that. I'm not saying that's not true, okay? But if we judge somebody based on their clean clothes and clean hair and clean skin, okay, then we're suffering to them, because judging someone causes suffering. Whether they know they have been judged or not, everything is connected. You cannot unconnect the person you're judging with the judgment. Okay? So, obviously, we don't want to judge, but judging by these appearances is a huge causer of unhappiness. So, what we want to try and do is accept that appearances don't matter. How the person looks, how much fat they're carrying, how much inches they have, how sexy they are, or how non-sexy or thin or whatever, voluptuous, okay? Judging on the basis of that, okay? It's going to cause problems for everybody. It's going to cause problems for you because you become the judge, okay? And every act has some kind of, consequence. I'm getting old. I tell you, man, it's hard sometimes to come up with words. I used to be able to do that all the time back in the day, but now I can't. Well, that's life, isn't it? And I'm not attached to my ability to have words. Okay? So, anyway, so try and accept that you are not a person. Yes, you have the veneer of a person, okay? And the appearance of a person, but that is not you. The more you cling to that veneer and appearance, the more unhappy you're going to be. If you can let go of the person, let go of the appearance, then you'll receive freedom, okay? Now, when you're on your spiritual path, okay, and you're going through these things, this is going to come up. Okay, you're going to be walking through a grocery store one day and you're going to see somebody and you're going to judge them. And you're going to realize that you judge them on their appearance. Okay? It's an automatic thing almost. And I know it's very hard to stop judging people on their appearances, but it's just something we do. And we have to, we don't have to do anything, but we should not do it. That's all. Anyway, so we need to try and accept that appearances don't matter. I know this is hard, okay? But by clinging to the appearance, okay, of ourselves and of other people, okay, isn't going to make us happy. It's going to make us unhappy. And we need to let go of those things. And the way you let go is by accepting that you are an impermanent being. Okay? We think that we are continuous over our lifetime. Okay? And therefore should have the same appearance. Right? And that's what it is. Okay? But we are not continuous. Okay? You can't say that the seed is the tree or that the sapling is, the seed. They're not the same. And no matter how much we try, a baby is not a toddler. And a toddler is not a 8-year-old. We think it's all one thing. We think it's all us. Okay? Which is a lot of the problem with appearance. Okay? So we have to let go of these attachments to the appearance of who we are. Okay? And that means accepting that maybe we don't know who we are. Okay? Have you ever felt that maybe you don't know who you are? I felt it. Okay? And you have to accept that or fight against it. Try and fill up your life with all sorts of things and so on and so forth. To try and find some idea of who you are. Okay? And the reason that you have a hard time doing that is because you're a soul. That is who you are. All this stuff on the surface, appearances and things that we own, okay, that we try to make a part of us in order to feel an identity. Okay, an identity that is basically false. Your real identity is consciousness, or your soul, if you like that word better. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that it has to be anything. And so that is one way to look at the appearances of things as a trap. Once you can see a trap, you can escape it. And if you can't see the trap, then you can't escape it. Okay? And that's why it's so important to get into the now. Okay? And look at this judging people based on their appearance, which I know is something you've done all your life, and I'm not trying to get you to stop. You're going to keep doing it, okay? But by letting go of appearances, letting go of judging by what we see. You're going to judge a book by its cover? That's what we do. We do that all the time, okay? And the reason we do that is because we are attached to the appearance of things, which is part of the surface. Okay? We are so much more than just the surface. We are the depth too. Okay? And the surface isn't going to make you happy. The surface is just there because that's where it is. Okay? And no matter what you do, no matter how many things you acquire or whatever it is, it's not going to make you happy, because happiness is fleeting, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. And that means that you need to accept that these things just don't matter. Okay? As much as we love the things, okay, which we do. I'm not saying anything about not loving things. I love them too. But I am not making them a part of who I am, because I have a discrete identity of a soul that's not connected to anything else on the surface. Okay? That my soul does not need a car. My soul does not need a shirt or a hat or whatever. Okay? And as long as I continue to identify as a soul, then appearances will not matter, which they don't. Okay. Obviously, I want to be, hygienic and so on and so forth, and not smell bad. So I'm going to take care of myself. But that doesn't mean I'm attached to the appearance of me. Okay. I mean, I've seen the space change so much over the years. It's really quite amazing. And the years kind of get squished down in time. And it seems like it happened overnight. I know that's crazy, isn't it? But that's the way it is. My face has been changing all the way along, all the last 40 years. Okay? But one day I looked in the mirror and said, what happened to my face? Like it just happened. And that's part of the permanence, the illusion of permanence that we are attached to. Okay? And that causes us to think that appearances are so important. They're not important. What's important is what's behind the appearance. What is at the heart of the matter. Now, when we look at logic or other things, we can see, that's what's important, because science, they try to get to the heart of the matter, okay? They don't care what a cell looks like. They want to find out what it does. Okay? So on and so forth. But we do not see that the same way when it comes to other people and ourselves. We judge ourselves. We judge the way we look, okay? On a scale of handsome to ugly, or beautiful to ugly, okay? And we say, oh, I'm a 5, or I'm a 6, or a 10, or whatever you think you are, okay? And I'm not going to sleep with anything but a 10 or maybe a 9, okay? And so that's the whole part of the appearance, okay, that must be let go. We have to accept that We are not a continuous phenomena. We are a constantly changing phenomena. I am not the same me that I was when I went to bed last night. I am different. And you are not the same me that you were when you went to bed. Okay? Because that's just the way the world is. It is impermanent, it is constantly changing. Okay? And that rate of change is very fast. You may not think it's fast. Okay? But it is. And so we have to let go of these things that and make us think that we're not changing. That we're one person from beginning to end. Okay? Because that leads to suffering. Anyway, so all these things that I've talked about on this channel that are attachments or illusions, they're all what your mind uses to keep you in the dream. Okay? And appearance is one of those. Okay? And so we need to let go of them. We need to just let them go. Okay? And we do that by accepting that things aren't as we think they are. Okay? What you look like doesn't matter. I know we think it does matter, but it doesn't. What matters is your heart and your soul. That's what matters. Ask anybody. Okay? I mean, we judge people on how fat they are and how handsome, how tall, how short. All that stuff gets judged. Okay? And we use those judgments to make decisions like who we're going to date and so on and so forth. Okay? And that's just the way it is. And so what we have to try and do is accept that that stuff is not important, not really a criteria for how we're going to live our life. If you strictly look at the surface and base everything on that, then your life is going to be shallow and empty. That's the way it is. Okay? And that's what we do. We do that. Okay? When you're 16, 17, 18 years old, you don't know about spiritual matters. You don't know that there is another world, another way of existing than the one you've been taught. Okay? And as time goes by and you get some suffering, you start to say, why am I suffering? You're suffering because you're addicted to things, to appearances. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Anyway, I mean, this whole thing is just a personal journey. As time goes by, you're going to find certain things that I've said in here are going to come up, like appearances, like time. Okay? And you're going to have to accept or not accept these things. Okay? But only by accepting them can you let go of them. Because if you're still clinging to something, okay, and I'm not saying that you even know you're doing it. I'm sure you don't think you're doing it at all. Okay? You think you're just living. But the fact is, when you make something outside of yourself a part of yourself, okay, like the way you look, then you are clinging. That's just the way it is. And as someone on the spiritual path, we want to start to let go of these things and not cling. And that is the path towards freedom, towards liberation. Well, I guess that's about enough about appearances. I love you all because you're me. And you're God. You're a part of God. Okay? and so am I. And so we cannot be separated. There is no difference between you and me. You have a soul, I have a soul. It's the same part of God. Okay? I use the word God because it's easy. Everybody knows what God means. I'm not referring to a man in heaven with a white beard and lightning bolts. Okay? I'm referring to the source. All right, well, it's been a pleasure as always. Have a great day and a great life.